darlings. Today I'm going to show you how to achieve the perfect 1960s face. The 1960s makeup look is the complete opposite of the 1950s. Bred from the counterculture movement, instead of the emphasis being on the lips, the emphasis was brought up to the eyes. Twiggy and London mod culture was the most famous for this, and is what I've based my look on today. This is not necessarily what girls would wear every single day, but some probably did, and I do now. If you want to learn more in depth about the 1960s makeup specifically, I really highly recommend watching a video by Rosa Katharina, which I will link in my description box. I'm a big fan of hers. I love all of her videos. She makes a lot of really interesting long form videos about the 60s and 70s. Okay, so my face is prepped and ready to go. I'm hydrated, I'm moisturized, caffeinified. Now, the first thing I like to start out with is concealer, and I do use the e.l.f. Camo Concealer. I do have it in the shade Fair Warm, and this is very full coverage. I love this concealer. It lasts all day, but it is very full coverage, and I'm not necessarily going for that look all the time, so just like the tiniest little, like that might even be too much, like, and then I just tap it in with my fingers. I don't want to be dragging it too much under my under eye, just because that skin is really sensitive. There you go. I'm also going to do it on my eyelids. This is going to kind of act as an eyeshadow base. Do you guys remember when we were all obsessed with the Urban Decay eyeshadow potion or whatever that was called? I was obsessed with that in like 2016, and then I was like, well, concealer works just as well, I promise. I'm gonna try and bring it all the way up to my brow and just really make sure it's all blended. Just like that. Next, I'm gonna go with my Kimchi Puff Puff Pass Translucent Powder. I love this powder. It's a rice powder, and apparently rice powder is supposed to be really good for people with oily skin. And I'm an oily skin girl, so we're just gonna put that everywhere that we put the concealer. You have to be sure you're doing tapping motions, because if you're dragging it around, you could be disturbing the concealer underneath, and then you're gonna have patches, and we do not want to start over. Perfect. The next step, which is honestly one of my favorite steps of doing any makeup, is the blush. I'm going to be using two blushes today. The first one is going to be the Plush Bunny Trixie Cosmetics. I love this. It's such a beautiful peachy orangey blush, which is perfect for this look. And I also have this kind of reddy orange blush from the Sephora collection. My friend gave this to me, and honestly, I was unsure if I was going to use it, but I do, and I really like it. It just adds a little bit more depth to the look. To start off, I'm going to take this dense brush. This is the NYX Cosmetics number 5 brush, and I'm just going to pack it on there. You want to put it on the apples of your cheeks, so I like to smile, find the apple of my cheek, and just pat it down there, and then I'm going to start diffusing. And then bringing it up a little bit. Just like that, keeping it round. There we go. Now, I'm going to go in with the Sephora collection, just like the tiniest bit, and just right on the center. Right on the highest point of my cheek, just to give a little bit more dimension and bring your eye a little bit more to the center of my face. Next, we got to do these brows. Now, I've already like tweezed my brows and everything like that, so I'm just going to fill them in with a pencil. So I'm going to use the e.l.f. Ultra Precise Brow Pencil. Shade unknown, but it is brown. I'm just going to go in. I am going to outline the top of my brow, and then I'm going to go underneath. Then I'm going to very gently fill it in. And it's okay if you have those two lines. We are going to fix it after. I just like those just to be sure that I have the correct shape. You want to be light-handed with this. We do not want 2016 James Charles eyebrows. Okay, right? They look a little not great right now, but they'll get better. Now, I'm just going to use this spoolie to kind of almost erase or blend in those two little lines and just brush it through. The last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to do a clear mascara on them. This is the one from Essence. It's just their clear lash and brow gel. I've been using this for years. I love this product. It's simple and it's literally $2. This will just help keep your brow hairs in place throughout the day. Okay, now we're really getting into the fun part. We're gonna now do the eyeshadow. I love blue eyeshadow. I am a blue eyeshadow connoisseur. I'm mainly gonna be using the Blue Moon palette by Colourpop. I am in Canada and I went to the States and they sell these in Target in the States, so very exciting. I was super happy to find this in store. I'm also going to be using the Horse Girl palette by Trixie Cosmetics. I think I like Trixie Cosmetics. I love Trixie Cosmetics so much. Oh my god. I am going to actually start with this palette first, and I'm going to be taking a fluffy brush. I'm going to be dipping into Giddy Up here. Any sort of warm brown will work, and we're just going to put it above the crease. This will give a little bit more dimension and color when we do the kind of big cut crease at the end. This doesn't have to be perfect, but you want it to be well blended and diffused. You don't want it to be too harsh. Perfect. Now for the blue. From my Blue Moon palette, I'm gonna take this dense packing brush. This is from Eco Tools. A lot of my brushes are really old and I don't know exactly what number they are, but a brush like this. And for this product, this is gonna sound a little insane, I find it to be a little chalky, but I make it work. So what I like to do is I like to either lick or breathe on this brush. I'm not using this on anybody else but myself, so I think it's okay. So I'm just gonna go just to get it a little damp. And then I am going to go in with the lightest shade, which is the Moonlight, which is this one at the top here. Just really pack it on there. And then I'm going to be using packing motions to just pack it right on my eyelid. But only on my actual eyelid and try not to put it in my crease yet. We will do that later, but I just want to focus on getting the most color payoff. And now we can start to blend it a little bit into that brown. It's so cute. Oh my god. I think blue eyeshadow never goes out of style. It is like my favorite thing. I have so much blue eyeshadow. It's kind of insane. The next step I'm going to do is that really dramatic cut crease. Now, I am going to take my OG Anastasia Beverly Hills Dip Brow brush from 2016 that has never failed me. I love this angle brush. I don't know what Anastasia Beverly Hills put in this brush, but it is amazing. So I'm gonna, like, any angle brush will work, but I am gonna give credit where credit is due to Anastasia Beverly Hills. Now we're gonna do the most fun part and also the most nerve-wracking part is that really dramatic cut crease. Now you can do this with brown or blue. In this case, I am going to be using blue. I just think it adds more fun to it. So I am going to be taking the darkest blue, which is down here, which is the shade Clued In. The shape that we want to do, we want it to follow brow bone and not necessarily your crease. So I have pretty hooded eyes if I like relax and look forward. They're pretty hooded, so if I put it where my actual crease is, which is here, it would be invisible. I'm gonna start in where this little dent is, I guess, in my nose, and go up and around and then straight down. I do like to mark the center first, so where it needs to be, like at its highest point, which is here, right? I kind of know where I'm going now. And then you honestly just have to do it. Just do it. One half to that center mark that I've made, and then do the second half. It just keeps it a little bit easier. Don't worry about it being too opaque yet, because we just want to map it out more than anything right now. So I've done the first half. And then the second half. It's a little rough, I gotta be honest. This is a bit of a rough one. Okay, that's not bad. That's not bad. This is, like I said, this is the scariest part. I am gonna clean that up a little bit, I think, with a Q-tip. I'm not gonna get it wet. I'm just gonna, there we go. Okay, now we're gonna do the other eye and hopefully it'll go a little smoother. I'm honestly just gonna do it. For this side, I'm not gonna map it. and I might regret that. We'll see. That one went so much better. I was trying to be nice and trying to like make it easier for you guys to follow. I messed it up. Yeah, this side I definitely like more than this side, but that's the nature of it. That's the nature of this. You can't get it perfect every time. Okay, the scary part is over. Next, we're gonna do some eyeliner. Now I'm going to take a brown pencil. I find that because I have blue eyes, I find that black is just way too harsh when I do pencil liner. So I am going to be using this Essence Long Lasting Eye Pencil in the color Hot Chocolate, which I love that name. With that, I'm also going to be using this really tiny Eco Tools brush underneath, not in my waterline, but on my lash line. As tight as I can, just to about the center of my eye on both. This is where the brush comes in. I'm just going to take that brush and I'm going to buff it as best I can. You have to be super careful not to get the bristles in your waterline because it hurts. I really think it just adds so much dimension to this look, and it's not all about the top. You also bring some drama to the bottom. Next bit for eyeliner is we're going to be taking classic black eyeliner. Now, I like to use the eyeliner that is actual bristles, and they're so hard to find. Like a little paintbrush, you know, that I don't want the little felt tip. I don't think they're good. They dry out so quickly. Always hated them. I always like the ones that have the bristles, and it is very hard to find. So if you like the ones that have bristles like I do, you need to get the e.l.f. one. So I am going to be using the e.l.f. Expert Liquid Liner for this. Now what we're gonna do is we're just gonna do a small classic wing. I do like to have it slightly, either like completely straight with my eyes or even slightly downturned, and then we're gonna do some Twiggy lashes on the bottom. I like to do it in stages and do each stage on both eyes. This helps with keeping them as even as possible. The first step that I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do a line straight out from the corner of my eye on both sides. Make sure it's even, and then we're gonna go from there. Because if that base line is even, the rest of your eyeliner is way more likely to be even at the end of the day. Now I'm gonna just complete the eyeliner by going over the top little by little. Now I'm just gonna do a thin line on the rest of my eye. I am also going to take my eyeliner right into my inner corner. I'm not going to necessarily make like a point or anything. Now we're going to do the little Twiggy bottom lashes. I love how she does them under her entire eye. I don't like that logistically, just because when I personally like smile or laugh, I'm really crunching my eyes. And so I do get a lot of the, you know, crunching of my skin, which is totally fine and normal. But I find that especially if I do it here, it just doesn't look good after like a few hours. So I don't do that. I'm just gonna mainly do it on the outside. And I'm also going to do a double eyeliner, like a double wing, kind of like Priscilla Presley does. So I'm gonna do that and then 3 little Twiggy lashes on the bottom. A tip for if you're using the paintbrush style eyeliners is you should be flattening them out on your pot. So then if you kind of turn it sideways, you can see how thin it is. You can get it to a very thin point. That really, really helps in getting a nice, clean, thin line. Now I'm just gonna start and just go. Just like that. And now I'm gonna do it to the other side, because again, what we do to one eye, we do immediately to the other. I have to let it dry a little bit. This eyeliner, I love it, but you do have to make sure it dries or else you have incidences. Now my eyeliner has pretty much dried. I now like to do setting spray before mascara because I find that I can just allow my mascara to dry a little bit. I don't have to wait for my mascara to dry before doing setting spray, because I've had problems where I spray my face and then I blink and then all of my mascara is underneath my eyes, and we're not about that. So I do like to use the NYX Marshmallow Setting Spray, the mattifying one. I do have, like I said, pretty oily skin, so I like to do as much mattifying as possible because I know I will get greasy later in the day. I am also going to be using a fan to dry it. Now we can actually do eyelashes. I'm not going to be wearing falsies today. I used to wear falsies every single day for many, many years. I don't do that anymore, but sometimes I will, sometimes I won't. It really depends on the look that I'm doing, but today I'm not going to. In order to do your lashes well, I think you need three things. You need your mascara, an eyelash curler, and a clean mascara spoolie. This is just an old mascara wand that I just cleaned after I ran out of the mascara, and I will use this on my bottom lashes to help separate them and to help comb them through. So of course I'm gonna curl my lashes before. Right now I am using the Essence Lash Princess. This is the volume one. Okay, top lashes are done. Now I'm gonna do the bottom lashes. I'm again not gonna put my wand back in because I don't want too much, because it can go very wrong very fast with getting too much mascara. Like you could literally get it like underneath your eyes. Right on my lashes. Take this, and then I'm just gonna use pretty much the very tip here, and I'm just going to drag it to help separate the lashes. Oh, I love it. I love it, I love it, I love it. For my lips, I'm going to be using this Rare Beauty lip oil. I got this recently and I really like it. It's like a orangey kind of color, which I really like. The color is Joy. And I do keep it in my purse. I do keep it with my purse. And inside my purse, I use this. I just have to show it off because it's really exciting. I have this little makeup case. It is eel skin, which is super cool. And then it has this kind of soft bottom and this clasp. And when you open it, it's a mirror. It's my favorite thing, so I'm gonna use it. So I think it's a little too pigmented, so I just kind of wipe it off a little and then I go in. I know the 60s were a little bit more on the pale side for lips, but all I can see if I do like a concealer lip, like they were doing concealer lips in the 60s. I just gotta let you know. They were doing concealer lips. Not a big concealer lip fan. No, I have very cute, tiny lips, and I feel like I need to have some sort of color. Just orangey enough, just pigmented enough where it looks just not quite super natural, but natural enough where the eyes are still the main focal point. Ah, amazing. Okay, and we are done. Thank you for making it to the end. Please let me know if you have any questions or requests in the comments. Additional links for my other social medias and also all of the products used are in the description. Bye!